Hey everyone, my name is Daria, I'm 16 and I'm a Ukrainian student in Italy living in Varese and studying in a European school of Varese. Today I'm going to talk about my exchange experience, how I went to Belgium, Brussels, and how I was studying in a European school of Latin for about 2 months. I'm going to talk about my exchange semester. So today I'm going to talk about everything what future exchange students would like to know, I think. I'm going to just share my experience, talk about my host family, my friends, memories I made, and a lot of those things that are really appreciated when you're considering it as an option to go on exchange. For me personally, it taught me so much more than I expected, than I hoped it would. Not just about others, about country, about different school, but mostly about myself. So I really want to share that. I was just so excited to experience a new school, to make new friends, and to just experience a completely different country. I cannot say that I was really studying French or Dutch before, or neither was I studying them during my exchange time there. I was really thinking about starting to study one of them because I was already also considering Netherlands as a place to study university in the future. So I was thinking, should I better choose French or Dutch? Maybe Dutch would be a better option or not. So I was really happy to go to Belgium for my exchange semester because I could listen to both of those languages, because in Belgium they speak both. So I could choose which language I just prefer more and which I like more. And you know, what I definitely could say is that as soon as I came back from my exchange to Italy, I started to learn both Dutch and French. And I think I'm gonna share all of my, achievements that I've made so far in both of those languages. And I've been using my own advice that I gave you in my previous videos on my channel, on my Instagram, just everywhere where I'm sharing my experience of learning so many languages at the same time. Coming to a new country without my parents, just even the thought of that had been so exciting for me for a long time. I expected to start with so many new activities that I haven't done before, with so many sports, or maybe go to different sections or go to club, or just make so many friends, which I didn't really have in Italy, or neither did I in Ukraine in previous years since the COVID and the war. More like expectations versus reality, which I'm gonna talk also about today. Obviously there are a lot of pros, but there are also cons that you have to consider when you are also thinking about becoming an exchange student, or you're just maybe watching those kind of videos, or maybe your child is going to be one. So there are a lot of things which you also have to consider when you're thinking of becoming one, because a lot of time I had to spend on not making friends and not going to sections, but learning and just studying. I was studying so hard most of time being on exchange, because the program, even though it was supposed to be the same, it was completely different, which was so hard because the levels of languages were different. And just, when you go to your school for many years, you have a reputation there, and if you're an A student, all the teachers basically just know it and they give you higher grades that could be. And when you're coming to a new school, nobody knows you and you're like a blanket, you're like a blanket paper, and nobody knows anything about you. They don't know how you study, they don't know how much effort you put in that or anything, which could be a good thing for many people, but for me it was just so hard because I had to prove that, I'm actually worth something, I don't know, to so many teachers again. And also for me it was just so hard with German, for example, and with Spanish too. My first days, they're kind of blurry in my head, but I really remember the first day because it was the September 3rd and I was on my plane. I was so nervous, and that exact day when I was coming was apparently also my host brother's birthday. He's 7 years old. I was so stressed because I'm meeting my host family right on his birthday. I didn't know which languages did kids speak or anything, so being on the plane felt not like 2 hours, like it actually was, it felt like 7 hours, 1 day, 2 weeks. And I was just overthinking all the time. Oh my God, what if I won't find my family? Oh my God, what if my host family won't just, like me on the first day? I was just so nervous for some reason. So I think this is kind of something what you might also face. Actually, when I came out of the plane and I went through this super extremely big airport in Brussels, and you know what? I didn't find my host family. There was just no one. And I did have only one picture of my host family. The problem was that there was really horrible traffic. So my host mom couldn't come in time with my host little brother, so they made like a welcome poster. We were talking just so much. We were talking all the time on the way home, and then we also went to a Lego store or something. I don't know how was it called, I'm sorry. There are just like some pictures from this place. Right on the next day, it was my first school day, so I had to go to school, and guess what? Right, I got lost because the school was just 5 times bigger than mine. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know the buildings or just anything. Right on the 1st of September or something, my mom and I got an email from the school with like a map of all the buildings and everything, which was completely weird for me because in my school we never got a map of buildings, and I couldn't find my classmates. I couldn't find my class teacher. I just didn't know anyone. I didn't know where to go. So I just kind of got lost, and I kept asking a lot of people right there. They were called advisors, who I just tried to talk to, but most of them did not speak English, only French. My host family, your host family, just any host family is going to be the biggest thing of your exchange. So that's really the part that you have to be worried about the most. Obviously, there are going to be arguments. Obviously, you will not be just in perfect relationship with them all the time, which is normal because you're different people. You were raised differently. With my host family, we had just so many shared moments. We had shared meals. We had dinner together every day. On the weekends, we had every meal together. And like on Sundays, I think, or Saturdays, since I was sleeping for a bit too long, sometimes I had breakfast alone. Everything else we always had together, which was just such a great time and such a great opportunity for all of us to share what happened today in our day, what happened in school, what happened at work for my host parents, obviously, because my host family were Romanian. We also had movie nights, which was absolutely my favorite things of all. My host sister, who is 10, she's just such a sunshine. I swear, she was just my favorite person on exchange. I felt, I don't know, this absolutely unique connection with her. I did not know how it works. Neither do I now. I still stay in touch with her, and we chat a lot, and we just, send happy birthday, happy new year, this kind of things to each other. We had just everything together with her. We were talking all the time. We were gossiping a bit all the time. When we went just anywhere on the weekend, we were together all the time. When we were playing any games, any board games or anything, we were together all the time. And that gave me such a unique way of understanding her. My 7 years old brother, he would just always sneak a candy or something into my room during like study sessions and things, which was just so sweet and absolutely the cutest thing ever. One day during some family dinner, my host mom, I think, or my host dad, or both of them, asked me if I have ever been to France or if I want to go there with them. And I was like, oh my God, yes, because I've never been to France before and I've never been to Paris. And that was just such a big dream. Like, I've been always dreaming about that. And that was right the moment when this dream just came true. And I was just so happy when I just heard about that. And then on some Friday, my host parents picked us all up from school and we just went to Paris straight up. And then we got to some of their friends' house. And then on the next day, we were just going around like Paris for the whole day. And that was just so beautiful and so amazing. And then in the very evening, I saw her, the Eiffel Tower. shower, and that was just the it moment. I felt like I felt this moment. Feeling like a main character is a thing when you're on exchange. I swear I felt it so many times. It truly made my weekend memorable, and you know, it became one of my absolutely favorite memories from my stay there. Family trips is such a cool thing. Obviously, you cannot be so sure that this gonna happen to you and your house parents gonna bring you somewhere. If this happens, or if they ask you, do you want to go there or there or there, or you know, if you go into USA, if you want to go to this state or that state, or just maybe to a different city or anything, always say yes. Just always. You can study always. You can, you know, catch up with everything. Say yes. Always. Just say yes. There were different buildings for every kind of subject, and since there were a lot of space, there were many more sections, because in our school we had only 5 sections, I think, while in Lakin they have like 8 sections or something, which obviously is also meaning that there are many more pupils. The ability of just meeting randomly your friends around the school when it's like a short break or lunch or anything was just so much lower, because for me it was so hard to meet my friends. We always had to discuss where are we meeting at this and that and that and that time, because it always has been so hard to meet them just like randomly somewhere, like in my school. The second thing was food. Stop. That was just so great. That was just so amazing. I felt like I've been going to a restaurant every single day for like a while, for like month, for like 2 months, you know. Also in our school, we do not have this thing, which is like snacks. They have a whole snack shack, which is a kind of like a little kiosk where you can buy some snacks. Those were like waffles, chocolates, any kind of sandwiches, any kind of lunches or anything. I was so sad coming back and realizing that I won't have those school waffles anymore. The hardest thing for me during my stay was studying. I mean, not because I'm this kind of person who doesn't like to study or anything. I really like to study, actually. Like, I'm an A student mostly, and I get good grades, and I have really good relationships with all of my teachers. But German there was just the hardest and the most horrible thing of all to imagine. In Verezi, our German level is about B2, I would say. B1, B2. I can actually speak for this level. Like, I can say something, you know. But when I came to Belgium and I came to my history and my geography lessons and my German lessons, I realized that I have no idea what are they all talking about. Their level was C1, and more than half of our class were exchange students from Frankfurt. So their German was fluent. I got really lucky also with my classmates, because all of them were just nice, just all of them. I've never felt so supported, you know. I would really say that they made my experience, my exchange, unforgettable. Leaving earlier than expected was definitely one of the hardest things I've had to face during my stay. Family circumstances brought me back home, and while I understood the reason, still saying goodbye and going home felt incredibly, I would say, bittersweet. I'll never forget my host mom tearing up as she hugged me goodbye. She said, "You always have a family here in Belgium," and that's what stayed with me. I tried to cherish every moment in my final days there, whether it was just going around the school whenever I had the time, meeting with all of my friends, or just a simple family dinner, playing board games, or watching movies again. Although my exchange ended sooner, so much sooner than I had hoped. I'm really grateful to every memory I had and I made. And this exchange wasn't just about living, you know, in another country or living just in another family or just going to a different school. It was kind of about discovering who I am outside my comfort zone. Because I'm no longer with my parents, and everything that I said before, it's not just about that, but it's about this too. How do I feel in those situations? How can I make myself a bit better, or how can I improve some of my skills? I learned how to adapt quickly and stay positive as much as I could, even when things didn't go as planned. I'm such a person who really loves to plan everything, and nothing usually, often, most of the time went as I planned. Also, living with a host family taught me the importance of communication and being open to different ways of living, because they're just different from me. They live differently, they have different routines. It's not just the place you go. I would say that it's also the people you meet and how they shape your perspective that truly matters. If I could give one piece of advice, I think it would be stay open-minded. Communicate with your host family, with your host parents, with your host siblings. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Share how you're feeling, because that's where I made mistakes and that's where many people make mistakes. Just ask about rules as soon as you come to the house. Ask about anything that you can help around the household. Act light, but bring a piece of home with you. Whether it's a favorite snack, maybe a flag of your country, and put it on the wall that it reminds you that there is a home. Maybe a small photo of your family or of your friends. Kind of helped me to feel a bit, connected with my house, with my family, because I had some of pictures of them. Be proactive in making friends. Not just make one friend. Like, when you came to school and on the first day you met that girl or that boy and you were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be best friends, and then you're talking only to them, you're sitting only with them, eating only with them, going out only with them. During school clubs, school events, there always is something. I joined like Zumba classes, and I also met a lot of girls there, and we started talking and we became friends. Also math club also was a thing that I joined, and I also met so many cool people. Start conversations, anything, anywhere you go, because honestly, when I was like standing there waiting for my sports teacher or something, I just started talking to that random girl and we became friends after that. And lastly, remember, it's okay to feel homesick. It's like a part of process. It's a part of your own progress, and in the end, it's gonna make you just stronger. If I had to sum up my exchange experience just in one word, it might be transformative, even though my journey was so much shorter than I expected. It was just filled with unforgettable moments that I'll carry with me forever. I'll always treasure the bonds I just made with my host family. It's just amazing how people from different parts of the world, of the planet, can just feel like home in the countries you've never been to, going to school you've never been to, but you still feel like they are happy to see you here, To anyone considering an exchange program, do it. It's not just about studying abroad, it's about growing as a person. For me, my exchange was not perfect, but it was mine. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And that's it. That's everything I wanted to tell you today. I'm so happy that you stayed until this moment, and I really hope that I could give you good advice, and right now you're considering, or maybe not, to go on exchange. Let me know in the comment section, or also let me know about your own experience. If you already had been an exchange student before, make sure that you already subscribed and followed my amazing Instagram, where there is a whole really big highlight about my exchange. Bye bye and adios.
Hands in my pockets, girl, you know I paid for it, but what's this?